what is the difference between the avodat Hashem of the individual and the avodat Hashem of the community? In Parashat Emor, we read about the korban ha-omer, brought in the Beit on the second day of Pesach, and the catalyst for sefirat ha-omer. I always think it's nice that we read the parsha of sefirat ha-omer in Parashat Emor during sefirat ha-omer itself, because it's an opportunity to reflect on the time of year in which we are currently situated. So in the middle of the description of the korban ha-omer, the Torah tells us, "V'hinif et ha-omer lifnei Hashem lirtzonchem v'machorat ha-Shabbat yinifenu ha-kohen." The omer is to be waved in front of Hashem, the Beit HaMikdash, and this is done, the entire process, mimachorat ha-Shabbat. A lot of attention is focused on this second phrase in the pasuk, mimachorat ha-Shabbat. What exactly is it referring to? The machloket between the tzdukim and the chachamim, whether it refers to Shabbat Bereshit or Shabbat of Yom Tov, of Pesach, the day after the first day of Yom Tov. However, the word right in between the two phrases, sticks out. Lirtzonchem. What does it mean? That is, lirtzonchem. This korban is literally for your will, for your good. What is that word coming to add? So we actually don't have to look far to find other parallels, other examples of the same shoresh and the same word in the previous parak. The shoresh ratzon, and the word lirtzonchem actually repeats itself several times. For example, in parak Kafbet, pasuk yotet, lirtzonchem tamim zachar babakar baksavim uvaizim. This is in the context of bringing a korban that does not have any blemishes, not a baal mum. And the Torah tells us that it also there too, it has to be lirtzonchem, has to be livratzon. And there the Mefarshim understand that it means that it's good for us. Ultimately, by following the instructions that the Torah is giving us, the way of giving the korban, we are achieving the desired result. And that's why Rashi understands the lirtzonchem too. If we follow the Torah's instructions of the korban ha-omer, it will be good for us. However, the Midrash halacha brings a slightly different highlight, slightly different vantage point on this word. The sefirat there writes, lirtzonchem ein kofim et hatzibur al korcho. The Midrash learns, in general, a korban, if an individual is required to bring it, can be brought against one's will. One can be coerced into bringing a korban. However, with regard to a korban sibur, such as sefirat, such as korban ha-omer, it cannot be brought against the community's will. The community has to bring it of its own volition. What is the difference between the korban of an individual and the korban of a tzibur? When we're talking about an individual, there's room to say that a person undergoes a process of growth over the course of their lives. For example, celebrated Rambam in Hilchot Gerushin, Parak Bet, Halacha Kaf, explains the way in which a get that is coerced to a certain degree can still work. And he explains that we understand that even though a person may verbally express opposition to what is going on, nonetheless in their heart of hearts they really want to give that get, they want to fulfill that mitzvah. And therefore, it's just their yetzer hara that's inhibiting them from doing what they really want. And similar principle, perhaps, mitoch shelo lishma bal lishma. We understand that a person does something out of impure motives. Ultimately, they will come to doing that out of pure motives. However, I'd like to suggest when it comes to the tzibur, on a national or communal level, that does not work. We need a higher level, pure motives, intentions, in order to create a standard that can stand up to the aspirations that we have on a communal and national level. We can't just passively wait for the community, the collective, to undergo that process of growth and get to the place where they need to come. Rather, there needs to be a clear standard. Coming on the heels of a week in which we've celebrated Yom Ha'atzmaut and Yom HaZikaron, been thinking a lot about the power of the collective. What Am Yisrael can accomplish when we are united, when we share a common sense of purpose. And on the flip side, how far we have to go to achieve the Geula Shlema. And surely it will be that national standard, perhaps the individual sense of initiative, of volition in avodat Hashem, that will ultimately transform the national perspective, the national landscape, and bring us to the place that Be'ezrat Hashem we will achieve on Ma'amad Har Sinai Shavuot, the end of sefirat ha-omer, ki ish echad b'leiv echad, accepting the Torah joyously, serving Hashem together with one unity, sense of purpose, and greeting the Mashiach b'mheira v'yamin.